What's up, everybody? It's Jack Rabbit here, back with another Power Ranger video. This time I'm going to be talking some Power Rangers Dino Fury. As you can see the Dino Fury Rangers there behind me. I just decided, since I haven't really done super recaps yet for Dino Fury, which I just realized I haven't done them. Dumb. So, yeah, I got my Dino Fury Morpheus on just to show you guys. I do have it. So I was just going to talk about the series as a whole so far, and it's actually been really good. It's avoided a lot of the tropes from previous seasons, like even the episodes that weren't like really story focused, and we really haven't had that many. They don't dabble down the episodes with the can't even remember how I want to say this. The moral of the week. We haven't really had that. We've had moral of the week, like the episodes with Javi and his dad and the whole music thing and all that, when he was trying to discover his sword and all that. But it wasn't really dabbled down. It didn't dumbify it like Sabran era was doing a lot of. Like, it was very dumbifying it. It's wasn't really a good look. Like, kids are silly, but they're not completely stupid. You don't have to dumbify it that badly. Like, tying it into the story without dumbifying it too much, Dino Fury has actually done a very good job of doing that. So far, the story's been good. Now, the characters. Okay, so you have... I'm going to go through all the characters here, and this is going to take me a while. But yeah, overall, it's been so far so enjoyable. I do like that before the break, we have not seen the Sixth Ranger, because they just did a thing where it took us a while to get to Green and Black, which is also correct to Race Soldier. So I'm glad that they didn't try to shoehorn in a story to get the Real Gold, his counterpart, into the show. I mean, I'd be okay if we went all season 1 and we don't see Real Gold. I don't think we're... I mean, I'm going to keep calling him Real Gold. I'm sorry, but I did watch Real Soldier. I'm sorry. Dino Fury Gold. I'd be okay if we went all season 1. I don't think we will. I think he's going to show up with it probably the first or second episode after we get back from break. But we won't find that out until October, so... But still, even 9, 10 episodes in, that's... By Power Ranger standards, it's a pretty good amount for first seeing a Gold Ranger. A Sixth Ranger. I don't know why I keep saying gold. We've had a lot of golds lately, so yeah. So actually, it's been very nice not having that. But okay, the characters we have so far. You have Solar, the half-dragon, the mentor-like role. She's a half-dinosaur. I mean, I don't really understand her yet. She does need some explaining. But she's been enjoyable. I mean, not really dumb, annoying. She's actually been quite enjoyable. Even ironically, what's probably going to be the comedic duo for this season, J-Bot and then the boss. I can't remember her name right now on top of that. Even their stuff hasn't even really been annoying. Like, they've actually been... The comedy has been on point with this show so far. Now, the only character that really just irks me is Izzy, who is the Green Ranger. Almost said gold there for a second. And Javi, who's a Black Ranger. Their dad, who's a Park Ranger. Episode 1, we meet him. We don't meet Javi and Green and Izzy till later. But episode 1, we meet him. And he comes across as a meeting. I'm going to try to be nice because I don't know who's going to watch this. I mean, he comes across as a meeting in episode 1. And then we meet him later, even after we meet Gold and Green and Black, as I mentioned earlier with Javi and the whole music thing. Now, this is coming from a guy, you guys know me personally, you know what, musician, music, it's what I do. You know, so that episode really did hit me. Like, dude, okay, he's trying multiple instruments to trying to find his one. Like, I went through, when I was going through, I started on trumpet, And I went through 2 or 3 instruments before I found my niche, which is the saxophone. And now I've been kind of learning guitar, which I haven't touched in a while. But yeah, so I understand exactly what Javi's going through. So that really hit me, you know? So his dad really just came across as a jerk. To me, it really came across as a jerk. I mean, that's really did. So I feel Javi on that one. So yeah, don't really like him. No, I mean, we've had side characters like the Amelia's grandpa, who I thought was funny. I mean, just odd characters. You know, we had the Special Olympics girl in one episode, which was an Izzy focus, which I thought was really nice to see. You know, it was kind of cool, and they didn't make it like a too big a video, but also too little of a deal. So that was nice. Now the Rangers themselves. Oh yeah, and we had Mick show up in this last episode, episode 8, which was really cool to see Nick again. It was really cool because they always talked in Ninja Steel. And if you watch my previous channel, I think it might be on this channel, how much I don't like Ninja Steel. But Mick was one of my favorite parts. They said he was a shapeshifter and could shapeshift into anything, but you really didn't see it, really. I mean, I think he transformed into a mop, a few other things, but nothing like, really, he wasn't doing it all the time. In this episode, they used his shape-shifting, one to get him away from a monster, and because he was chasing ironically the Nexus Prism. I have a funny feeling that might come back. There's going to be no more talking about that Nexus Prism after I go through the Rangers. So he shaped into multiple things. It was hilarious. He was actually caught in Buzz Blast, which is like one of the main settings of the show by J-Bot. And he transforms into a basketball to get out. It was funny. I thought it was funny. Other people may not find that funny, but I thought it was kind of enjoyable. Wasn't one of those things that, wasn't enjoyable. It was enjoyable to me. But okay, so now into the Rangers. Okay, I'm not going to try to, get too wordy with this. But there's, I'm going to start with Zato, which is a Red Ranger. He does come across as a leader. Now, he was at the beginning of the season, he was frozen in ice. And everything. But, kind of like Zane from Power Rangers in Space. And if you have not watched Blood on the Grid, I suggest you go watch that. I'll plug Bloodline on the Grid on that one. But, so far, as well as Shadow Pass, I think it's called. They're both made by Nerdbot Studio. Check them out. I would suggest them. They're fan-made, but they're awesome. I will say that. But yeah, so Zato, I like him because he does feel like a leader. I mean, even in episodes like this most recent episode where he was a bit of a jerk to Mick. Not cool, Zato. Not cool. But you did somewhat understand where he was coming from. He's like, we got to focus on our mission. But that's not really a Ranger thing to do, but he's from like 65 million of years ago. You kind of have to let him slide on that one. Plus, he's from another planet. Plus, we don't know how long he was actually a Ranger for. Before he got frozen and things happened to his team, he doesn't really explain. Which I have plenty of this problem going to get explained later. I probably won't. But, yeah, we don't know. We don't know. Okay, and as for, I know he hinted at it when we met Gray and Black that something terrible happened to them. But we don't know what happened to Pink and Blue. Speaking of Pink and Blue, we got Ollie, who's very intelligent, but also, he's very intelligent. He's definitely one of your intelligent blues, but they're not trying to make him overly intelligent, which is nice. Work up to that. I think it was Sarah in Ninja Steel. Another Ninja Steel reference. I'm sorry, guys. She came across as really smart at the beginning, and there was nowhere for her to grow, elevate. With Ollie, at least there's some elevation there that we can work with, which is good. And then you got Amelia, she's a bit of a conspiracy nut, which is kind of cool to have in Power Rangers, with everything that happens. They haven't really bog into it too much. I mean, there's been a few episodes where they brought it up, but it hasn't gone like crazy. Which is good. Okay, now, Javi. I've already kind of touched on Javi, which is the Black Ranger, he's a musician. And I mean, there's definitely ways to go with him. It was cool that when he got his guitar, which is when we first meet him, that's what he's trying to get money to get. He does get it in an episode, and you see him playing it, and he's phenomenal. And one thing I did like, I mean, some people, when I watched some reviews, didn't like this. I thought this was cool. They tied his music into him summoning his sword. Like, awakening it because his had to be awakened. I thought that was cool. I'm like, yes, that is cool. You know? Because it makes it tie to him, and it makes it personal for him. Not like other Rangers. That's cool. And then you get Izzy. Okay. Now, in Ryu Soldier, Green Ranger is male. Here, it's female. And she's not bad looking, but, you know, I'm not going to go there. But one of the coolest things I think they did, so this way they didn't have to always have her have a skirt on and have to spend more money. But one thing I will give Hasbro credit for, and it was kind of cool for the show purposes too, when she first morphs, she has a skirt. She rips it off and then goes fight. I'm like, that's badass. That's cool. And it doesn't come back every time she morphs. But even if she did that every single episode, I would not care. It was badass. It was cool. It would get annoying, but it was so cool. And, okay, that's the Rangers. But not all the characters. We also have the Morpheus Masters, which are first brought up in MNPR. They're being brought back up. They apparently created the Dino Fury powers, and apparently in this most recent episode, we find out Nexus Prism. I have a funny feeling that has something to do with the Gold Ranger, but you know, that may be another video, another time or something. But apparently they create, when this totally makes sense in Power Rangers lore, this makes sense. We don't know about the coins, the power coins, the original power coins, but they did create the Dino Gems, the Ener Gems, and the Nexus Prism, plus the Dino Fury powers. That is cool. Way to tie into lore. Like, there is like some lore explanations like people were wondering, and they've actually tied it into Dino Fury like, oh hey, we'll explain this for you. Like, Hasbro, your first season with the Reigns, and you're going after lore issues? Kudos. Kudos for that. Dino Fury's been great. I mean, they haven't really doubled into their story too much, though.